Cash ISAs, they feel safe, they feel sensible, they feel responsible. But if a higher earner using a cash ISA for long-term goals, it may be quietly costing you thousands of pounds and years of early retirement. And with the new ISA rule changes coming from April 2027, this mistake is about to even become more expensive. Look, if we've never met before, I'm Dr. Andy Egwim. I'm a former NHS GP. I've been an investor for over 21 years. I'm also the author of the MONEYWISE Doctor. It's an Amazon bestseller on investing, personal finance, and retirement planning. Now, tax-efficient investing helped me reach financial freedom in my 30s, and since then, I've taught thousands of doctors, dentists, and healthcare professionals how to make smarter financial decisions and avoid costly mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes I've seen is not even about choosing bad investments. It's about using the ISAs in the wrong way that is not really they don't get the most out of their money. Now, before we go further, a quick disclaimer: none of what I say on this channel is intended as financial advice. It's purely for educational purposes. Now, let's dive right in. Now, cash ISAs in themselves are not bad. In fact, they're excellent for certain purposes. For instance, cash ISAs are brilliant for some things. Like, if you want to save your emergency fund, you want to put some money aside. 2, short-term goals. If you've got short-term goals, and 3, money you will need soon, then cash ISAs are good for it. It's sort of like sleep at night money, but they are terrible. Cash ISAs are terrible for retirement planning for your financial independence, long-term wealth building. That's not what the cash ISAs are for. And here is why. Inflation is a silent tax. It doesn't send you a bill. It doesn't show up clearly on your statement. But for every year, it quietly reduces what your money can buy. Look, this is a £20 note, okay? According to the Bank of England inflation rate calculator, you can check it yourself. What £100 could buy 10 years ago now costs almost £140 to buy. But this is not news to you. You notice it when you go shopping, the prices of things changing. Now imagine what happens over 20 or 30 years. If your money is only in saving, is not growing, on paper the numbers might even go up, but in real terms, is not. Now, while good investments are compounding, cash is sort of shrinking in value, even when the balance might look a little bit bigger. That is the trap of inflation with cash ISAs. Now, a London-based GP partner recently reached out to me on LinkedIn to share her story, and I'll tell you what she told me on LinkedIn. But just a quick one. If you have come this far and you're finding this video useful, you probably would like YouTube to send you more insightful content like this. So just take 1 second to gently tap on the subscribe button, okay? Alright, I'll wait for you. Let's do it together. Boom, that's it. Now, if you change your mind and you don't like the content, you can always unsubscribe, So just go ahead and do it now, subscribe.
You can't invest confidently if you are one emergency away from financial disaster. You need to build your financial foundations first. I've read over 250 books on personal finance and business. Not one of them explains specific issues that affect medics like NHS pensions, financial anxiety, investing, student loans, and much more. Hi, I'm Dr. Andy Egwim. I'm the founder of MONEYWISEDOCTOR.com. For over 21 years, I've been investing and studying personal finance. In fact, 3 years ago, I left my salaried NHS GP job after achieving financial independence. Since then, over 1,200 medics have joined our tax-efficient investing masterclasses that are totally free. And much more than that, 10,000 doctors and healthcare professionals have used my content to make smarter financial decisions and avoid costly mistakes. That's why I wrote the MONEYWISE Doctor. The MONEYWISE Doctor is a step-by-step guide, it's a book to simplify the path from confusion to clarity for medics and to help you make smarter financial decisions and avoid costly mistakes that can affect your future. We've already helped thousands of doctors learn how to save smarter, invest tax efficiently, and finally feel in control, in charge of their financial future. Now, if you're ready to gain clarity, confidence, and control with your money,
the MONEYWISE Doctor book is now available. Click on the link below to order your copy now and start your journey to financial freedom.
Right, so back to our London GP partner who reached out to me on LinkedIn. She had done everything right, really hardworking. She's worked really hard all her life, no extravagant lifestyle, no reckless spending, no bad habits. Over time, she had built up over £100,000 in cash savings. That's not an easy thing to do. It felt safe, comfortable, like a financial comfort blanket. But there were two problems she was worried about. First, no real growth. Second, around half of that money sat in a taxable savings account, not even in a cash ISA. She was paying nearly £2,000 a year in taxes on interest alone because she's a higher rate taxpayer. Completely avoidable tax that she could have avoided. She wasn't lazy, she wasn't irresponsible, she's smart. She wasn't bad with money either. She simply was very cautious and a bit unsure of how to invest safely. Now, that's not her fault. Many doctors and dentists were never shown how to do this properly, and many professionals as well. But caution itself has a cost, and over 20 or 30 years, that cost can easily compound into hundreds of thousands of pounds that you missed. Now, this is where it becomes even more important. From April 2027, the cash ISA allowance is expected to reduce from £20,000 per tax year down to £12,000 per tax year. Now, the overall ISA allowance obviously stays the same, but how you can use it changes. You can still use your stock and shares ISA. In practical terms, there will be less room to pack large amounts of cash tax-free. There will be less flexibility for cautious savers, except they are above 65, and there will be a bit of more pressure to be intentional about where your money lives. I mean, it's coming in 2027. Now, if you're a higher earner, if you're leaning more towards cash ISAs, this change forces a question you can't ignore anymore. Now, instead of asking, how can I save more and more and more, ask better questions like 1. What is this money actually for? 2. When will I need it? And 3. Can I learn how to invest it safely and sensibly without taking unnecessary risk? Now, these questions changes everything from the perspective you look at it. Now, here's a simple framework I use. Number 1, money needed in less than 2 to 3 years can stay as cash. Number 2, money needed in 5 to 10 years or more goes to investing. And number 3, money in between. So it's blend. You blend it carefully based on your goals, your risk tolerance, and your capacity to bear loss. That's not recklessness. That's actually alignment. So risk is not just about all investing. Risk is mismatching your money to the wrong timeline. For instance, you don't use money you're saving for your mortgage in the next 1 year to then invest in the market. And at the same time, you don't save money you're going to need in the next 20 years in just a regular savings account. So for higher rate earners, inflation could actually be eroding your financial future. If you're mistaking low movement for low risk, that's not what it is. Cash might feel calm, but long-term stagnation is not really safety. So here's my question for you. Which bucket is most of your money sitting in right now? Cash or investments? And if you're unsure where to start, I've linked a free investing readiness scorecard below. It takes just a couple of minutes, but it helps you to get your score. You spot gaps quickly where you need to fix and what you need to do to become safe before you start investing. And tell me in the comments, are you mostly in cash or investing or somewhere in between, and why? I'll be delighted to hear from you. Alright, if you're really interested in learning how to invest and how to combine the ISAs in a very tax efficient way, stock and shares ISA, cash ISA, lifetime ISA, and use them in a way that they are appropriate and you get the best results for them, then check out my next video on ISA, the ultimate ISA guide for 2026, and I hope that helps. Alright then, cheers, bye bye.
The MONEYWISE Doctor book is now available. Click on the link below to order your copy now and start your journey to financial freedom.